3.1, what do I put that back on? 3.1, we're going to be doing application problems. We're actually going to be dealing with a concept that is applicable to your life outside of high school. Okay, it's going to be affecting your future life out of college even. So what we're going to be working with is compound interest. Now, this right now, I don't write this down. Okay, don't write this down. We're going to talk about it. Okay, so we have compound. One of the most familiar examples of exponential growth is investing earning continuously compound interest, or compound interest being yearly. Okay, this is a basic equation that you might use in like personal finance probably. Okay, it's just the basic equation. So when you look at this, we have P of T stands for the new amount, the principal after time. Okay, P stands for principal, which is what is invested or put in or borrowed. Okay, 1 is just 1. R, guess what stands for? Rate. Okay, obviously in a decimal, yes. And T stands for time in years, always in years. So if it's 6 months, what's my T? 0.5 or half, okay? So this is the basic interest rate being compounded one time a year, okay? Interest rate is not usually compounded one time a year. If you have a loan, your interest rate is probably calculated every month, right? So that wouldn't be one time a year. So we have this basic compound interest equation, but we're going to look at and use this. My pen is not working again. This is so not cool.
This was useful last week. I was like,
okay, so as far as the video goes, I guess we're not having a video today.
Can you calibrate it?
No, it's not working at all.
what you should do is just like pull out the top of the board and just toss it out.
We're going to have to do something. Okay, so I'll try it again on this slide, but I don't think. Well, I'll do it this way. Okay, so what we're going to use is this one. So this formula looks a lot like this formula, yes? I have P, yeah, I have P of T, I have T, and I have R. But what do I add to it? N. And there's 2 N's. There's an N here and an N here, yes? So P is still principal, your starting amount. R is still your annual rate of interest. T is still time in years. A of T is the amount after time, or the new balance, and you could write that as P of T as well, okay? And N, now you can write all this down, because this is what you're going to use. I'm sorry. I'm like, wait a second, you guys aren't writing. N is the, no, B is not there. Don't write the B. How about is the? This is the. N is the. This is hard to write with a mouse. Look at that. Okay, is the number of times compounding happens per year. Okay, so if I compounded per year one time, yes? Would this equation go down to the first equation I showed you? Yeah. Yeah, because it'd be R over 1.
Oh yeah, because it's only one time.
Yeah, it's just one time. So if you have to remember equations, you need to remember the one that works every time, correct? Yes. So you need to know this equation. So I would, every time you use it today, write it. Got it? Now, did you use this equation in personal finance? You use the other one. Okay, so the other one is just a basic, we could figure it out. But if it's compounding, the problem with compounding interest is if I'm getting a savings, if I'm getting dividends from that, compounding interest is amazing, right? Because I'm getting interest on my interest. But if I'm borrowing money, what is happening? I'm having to pay more, right? So, it works in our favor sometimes, but not usually.
What's that say?
Is the, right here, is the number of times.
Do you need to write down the bottom line?
Well, we're going to get there. Okay, so are you guys where I can keep going? Okay, if you let n increase without bound, so if n starts becoming continuous, like on top of each other, in banking, continuous is 306 every day. Okay, in banking, continuous is every day. But this growth formula is also used in like chemistry and all that. So compounding continuously has different restrictions, different concepts. So we have a continuously compounding formula. So if it says continuously compounding, you need to use this one. And we just call it PERT. Oh, that is, this t is an exponent. It is P, E, R to the T. Okay? It's not just PERT. When I saved it, it must have. Got it? Okay, what does P still stand for? Principal investment. What's rate?
Annual interest rate.
Annual interest rate. What's T?
Time in years.
Time in years. What's E?
It's just
E is E. 2.718281828. Wait, I'm going to. Do not. Okay, it needs to change. I wrote it wrong again. I need my thing to come back up so I can do a text box. Tools. Okay, I need a text box. Okay, so let me write this right here. Ready for it? Okay, A equals P E to the RT. The RT is the exponent. Sorry, guys. Now I'll attempt to write it. So it's A equals, I was saying it right, but wrote it completely wrong. P times E to the RT. So RT is your exponent. Sorry. We would be getting wrong answers. Okay, so PERT is what we use when it's compounding continuously. Anytime it says continuously, you use PERT. Got it?
Where's the E coming?
What is E? Oh, because you didn't watch the video yesterday.
Um,
Look at your calculator. No, you need a regular. Where's your graphing calculator that I gave you?
Got it.
Well, it's on your graphing calculator.
I don't see it.
Yep.
Enter.
Division.
Oh, I see it.
E is approximately 2.818281828. It is a symbol that stands for a number just like pi. It's a symbol that stands for a number, right?
So whatever our starting balance is, you take that times 2.7.
No, you use E.
Yeah,
You use
whatever E is.
right, but you use E. Don't put 2.7. Like
Oh.
use E.
You treat it like you.
Use E. Okay.
Hey, what kind of calculator is that again?
Texas Instruments,
I
yeah.
had
83
to-
plus.
There's an app for that. What?
If you have, you have an Android, it's Wabbit.
Yeah.
Rabbit with a W.
TI 83 plus.
It's a rabbit with a W.
Okay.
Rabbit move.
Yep.
Rabbit emu.
Okay, so we got it all down, so now we need to use it? Okay. Oh, this is out of the book. This is what the book would show you.
We don't need that.
We just wrote it down. Okay, so in your assignment, it gives you like this top stuff, like you invest this much and for this percentage, and then it has a table, and the table will have the percentage rate and the time, and you fill in the table. Does that make sense? So you're just going to be doing this, this just has it in table format. Got it? You're going to be changing compounding periods and time periods. That's it. It's just a different format. Okay, so it says that a total of $12,000 is invested at an annual interest rate of 9%. Find the balance after 5 years if it is compounded quarterly, monthly, and continuously.
Quarterly would be 4.
Okay, so quarterly,
4.
my N would be what?
4.
4.
Monthly.
Monthly would be 12. What would semi-annually be? 2. Okay. So, and continuously is just our continuously, right? It would be 300, N would be 365. But we're going to use the continuous formula. We might do both. We might do both and show you that they're the same. Ooh, that'd be fun. You have a calculator. All you guys have to do is write down on your paper what you're putting into the calculator, and then you put it all in your calculator. Okay? So, you just have to write it down. Show me your work. Some of you have a huge aversion to that.
Showing work?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so now what is, so this 12,000, what variable is that?
That's your P.
That's my P. Okay, what is this 9? So point what? 09, right? Is my what? Rate. And 5 is the time. So hopefully you guys wrote that nicer. I would write it nicer if I could, like if I was at the board. Okay, so I have 12,000 is my P, 0.09 is my R. Okay, so what is my formula? And I said write it as many times. So it's going to be A of T. The basic formula is A of T equals what?
Equals P. Parentheses 1 plus R over N.
P times 1 plus R over N to the NT. Division. Yeah, but I didn't even talk about that. You focus on what we're doing, Alex. Okay, so we need to plug this in, yes? So for quarterly, it's going to be A of what? 5, because our time is 5, right? And that says amount after 5 years, yes? Equals 12,000.
I could not write that
This is hard.
Yeah, why don't you focus
1 plus, yeah, don't ask me a question now. 1 plus what?
0.9.
0.09. 90%, I'm taking that. 0.09 over 4. Why 4? That's how many times it's compounding, right? To the 4 times 5. Now, write 4 times 5, but in the calculator, you're going to put in what? 20. Okay? So you've showed me everything. Now, this is probably going to be a what amount? Approximate amount? Yes? Yes, so you have to put approximate. Okay, now we're going to fill this one out before we jump to our calculator. Okay, when I do one problem, I like do all of my equations for that one problem, then I go to my calculator, because then it keeps my brain doing the one thing. Does that make sense? Okay, so now what's my equation going to look like here? What's the only thing going to change? My N. Okay, so I have A of 5 equals 12,000. If you want a better video, go watch last year's. 1 plus 0.09 over 12 to the 12 times 5.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
How do you find N?
N is the number of times it's compounding in a year. So monthly would be how many times? 12.
Oh,
Okay. So now continuously, and we're going to write this in both equations so we can compare our answers, okay? So in the first one, it would be a of t, so a of 5, right? Yeah, you guys need to write this down because this is going to go away when I bring my calculator up. So you guys have to have it written down because I won't. So 12,000 times 1 plus 0.09 over what? 365.
$365 times 5.
365 times 5. Okay, so let's also put it into PERT.
What?
PERT. The compounding continuously formula, right? When it says continuously, I can use just PERT. And what is PERT? A of t, right?
Equals
A of t
equals
P
P times E.
times E to the R E.
Yep, and you already got that one memorized, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
P, since I did it wrong 3 times for you
Maybe
before.
because it just sounds cool.
PERT.
You just need to make a name for every.
There's a shampoo called PERT. Don't use it. It's bad on your hair. Oh, wait. I shouldn't say that. This is going public video, right? Okay. So A of what?
Five.
A of 5. My A is leaning back.
Equal
Equals
12,000.
12,000. And what is E? 2.71828. But I just need to know it's 2.7, right? Okay. Approximately. To the, what's R? 0.09
5.
times 5. So if anybody can't keep up on watching the video today, we got problems, right? Okay, so now we're going to put this all into our calculators. So go to your calculator. Oh, I need to shrink this a second, just a second. I need to move that over here. Okay, so I'm going to go to my calculator. Well, I want you using your graphing calculator because then we could graph it and all sorts of stuff, right? I want you using your graphing calculator as much as possible because that's what you're going to use on the ACT, and I want you familiar with it. Okay. Well, it's made that you don't have to, but you'll find some.
I got so confused, but I'm like, no.
Okay, that's why we need, because you guys didn't really have a lot of time to use it. So, okay, so it was 12,000, right? And this we're doing quarterly, right? So parenthesis 1 plus, now we need to put parentheses again because we're putting in a fraction, right? So 0.09 divided by 4, okay, caret, oh, wait, I need to go back. You need 2 parentheses. Why do you need 2 parentheses? Because you have to finish the first one, right? It's gonna not like me if I do this. Okay. And then 4 times 5 is 20. You could put 4 times 5. If they're obnoxious numbers, you're going to put both of them, yes? Now on your calculator, you have to use the caret in parentheses. So if you're doing math in there, especially make sure you're closing the parenthesis, okay? So then we hit enter. So we're making approximately 18,000, well, we didn't make, our balance would be $726.11. Okay, how do I know where to round these two? It's money, right? To the nearest cent, correct? Unless it tells me differently. So how much money did I make? $6,726.11. You subtract the 2, right? Okay, so I don't want to have to go through all this again because I only have to replace the 4 and the 20, right? So does anyone remember how to put it back up there for me? Second, and look at your enter key. You see it says entry? Hit it. Okay, Now I can go back and change my 4 to what? 12. And then I need to change my 20, so go arrow over then.
Mine did not do
Well, it should have. If you hit second first, it should have.
that.
Try it again. Hit second, enter. Okay. Either way. Oh, see? Oh, I deleted. Watch, though. I'm going to hit second entry. And then, oh, didn't like that. Nope. Okay. So, I'm going to clear that. I'm going to go back up here. This one does it. Yours doesn't. I can just do that. Okay. So, we replace that with 12, right? And then 12 times 5 is... Oh. Yes, thank you. 12 times 5 is 60. So 20 turns into 60. Arrow to the end and just hit enter.
$60 more.
Okay, I got
Literally
you
like
the
$62.
My decimals are off.
Oh, we deleted my parentheses.
My decimals are 1 point.
Did you put 0.09?
Yes,
What do you mean your decimals are off?
it's 1.87.
Okay, that doesn't make a difference.
It does.
No. Because it's just rounding differently.
$62.
Okay. So from the initial, I made $2,788.17, right?
Yeah.
But how much more did I make from the other?
Like $62.
Like $62.
And 6
6 cents. How? I'm just subtracting, right?
Yep.
You're gonna have questions that are gonna ask you things like that. So just subtract.
Do it.
Okay. So that was quarterly, monthly. Now we got to do continuously, right? But I'm just gonna hit second enter so I can use this formula first. So 12 needs to go to what? 365. So 365. Guys, what's weekly? You know how many weeks are in a year? 52. Okay, just making sure. Okay, now up here I've got to take 365 times 5, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to put 365 times 5. It will do that math for me. I mean, I could do 365 times 5 if I wanted to, but let it do it, right?
You're on the calculator, do it.
And then enter.
Wow.
No.
That's how
Well,
it
yes,
really
on
was
yours I would
nice.
put, because when you use the caret on your older one, does it automatically put a parenthesis? I would, if I'm doing math, I would put the parentheses. When I'm doing the math, put parentheses around that
Can
exponent.
you help me figure out my second enter? It just copied the answer.
Hit it again. Hit second enter again.
I did. Look, second enter.
No, you're just... Okay, we got to finish this and then I will. Okay, so there, now I'm going to use PERT. So PERT was what? 12,000. Oop. 12,000. And then E, and that's second. And if I'm going to use second natural log, that ln, because it puts it up in the exponent. Look at that. Okay, again, parentheses, because I'm going to have to take what times what?
Number two.
RT, right? Okay, so I'm going to do 0.05 times 0.09, not 5, times 5. Okay? So I should get close to what I got in the last answer, shouldn't I?
That's $1.
$1.04 different. Okay? So what you're doing today is using those two formulas
So
over and over and over.
Bottom two supposed to be the same.
They should be approximately the same. They are.
Do you need those answers
What?
for our homework?
No, for your homework, the only one when it's continuously, unless they ask you to compare them, you will use the PERT. I wanted to show you that they were pretty close.
So for the other ones, you use the AOT.
Yes.
And then
Well,
the last one, you use the PERT.
Yes.
Got it.
Continuously, you use PERT every time.